softwares. Okay, different types of software. Who asked me just now whether they are free or not? Who asked?
Sir,
Someone asked no?
sir, I
Yeah, it is free only. Okay, it is free of cost. Okay,
okay.
so it is actually a open source freeware, so no need to bother for anything. So you just download and it is distributable, and you can copy, you can make several copies also, you can download or you can use it. There is no restriction as such. Okay, that is the thing, so no copyright. Fine, that is the thing. So MySQL and Python is the requisite, are the requisites. So that you need to download. Fine. So let us go to the content right now. So I'm going to the this thing. So this is the current current syllabus. As for the current syllabus, so that has been made as in Python. Sorry, in IP. All right, that is the thing. So these are the some theoretical part, okay, of your syllabus. This is chapter 3. I think the computer organizations and all Sarah's done with you. Okay, Sarah's done with you. Clear? And afterwards this and if it is not, then I will do it later. Okay, Shruti Roy also. Shruti Roy joined just now. Shruti, you please put the camera on. Turn on the video. Shruti. All right. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so that is the thing. So this is the informatics practices. Okay, so just now that I am just sharing the screen, that you will be able to view the content that I am teaching over here. Okay, so that is the thing. Again, you have turned on the video. I am watching here, you know. Only Adrija is on. Rest of you, what happened?
So my video is
Ha
also
ha
on.
ha.
I have
Sometimes
not
network
seen
problems
it.
gives. I know. That is there. Okay, so I'm just doing the screen sharing. You just confirm me. You can able to see it. Okay, so I think it has been shared. Okay, with you. Now let us start this the content. All right. So as much as possible today we will try to cover up this chapter. Okay. I think all of you have purchased the book. You all are having the books with you. Sumita Arora or Priti Arora. Which book do you have?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your book?
Sumita Arora.
Sumita
Sir,
Arora,
I
fine. Be
have
little
ordered
louder,
it.
huh?
It
Be
has
little
not yet
louder.
arrived.
I
I
don't
Ah,
have IP book.
okay, okay.
I
Either of the
don't.
one will do. Either of the one will do. Nothing will
Sir,
happen.
I have not got the book yet.
You keep in touch with the bookshop. I think the book has come just now. Some of the students have purchased of other schools. I have heard. Okay, that is the thing. So you keep on asking them. Okay, so then they will make it available. Okay, let us go to the content right now. Fine. So you know your syllabus actually. So what are the things are there? So you will have 70 marks of theory and 30 marks of practical. Okay. So the Python program is also there. Okay, in it. Okay, and several other things are also available. Okay. So that is the things. And MySQL will contain actually 20 marks like that in your syllabus. It is there. Okay, that is another aspect actually. So let us start. Name of the chapter is software. Okay, that is the thing. Now let us see what is software. Software is an organized instructions. You can say a collection of instructions or code written by programmers to use any of various special computer languages for specific purpose. Okay, so always whenever you need to develop something, you have to take help. If you want to develop a software, you need to take help of a computer language. Without computer language, this is not possible. What is the main purpose? Main purpose of software is to convert data into information. Okay, it is also used in business decision making. Scientific investigation and engineering problem can be solved by using the softwares. To run embedded system, like as you are using the mobile phones and all, these are all called embedded system. Washing machine, DVD player, etc. Many are there. Okay, ACs are also now has become embedded technology. Okay, even the ceiling fan also has become the embedded technology, because all we can run through the processor. Okay, the processor has been embedded over there, and accordingly, okay, whenever we are trying to send the signal via Wi-Fi, okay, the microcontroller embedded into it get activated. The microcontroller is almost synonymous to central processing unit. Okay, that is the thing. So all the devices now has become embedded. Okay, so a software instruction has been stored and kept into it. Okay, and accordingly that functions. Okay, office automation is also definitely it is required, and education also. Okay, like office automation means like to maintain the accounts, business accounts, and all, to send the mails and all everything, and education too we are using only nowadays. Okay, that is the thing. So these are actually the different type of softwares. Okay, this is actually known as the software. So let us come to the next part of it. What is software actually? And that is what is software, the types of software. Now the application software and system software, what is the main difference between these two? Okay, you might have studied in the class 10 also the application software, not to say much about these two. It handles a specialized common task a user say 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 please say.
Sir, I was about to ask, sir, can you explain the system software?
I will just come to that. Okay, definitely I will explain. Okay, you just listen. So first, let me do the application software. Okay, so what is that? Some specialized or common task. Like for example, you can say calculator. Calculation could be done by everybody. Yes or no? So if user wants to perform certain calculations, a calculator can be used. Suppose user wants to type a letter, what processors can be used? Suppose the user wants to do some to make a chart or prepare a chart or to make some sales projection or something like that, they can make the spreadsheet. Okay, and there are different other softwares are also available, like for the graphic designers Photoshop is available. Okay, so what is happening, application softwares again are two types are there. Okay, so one is called general purpose, which can be applicable, which can be used by everybody. Okay, so the general people can use it, and whereas means like the specific purpose, what it does, specific purpose means for the specific group of people, like for tally. If you take the tally has to be used not by the general people. Those who knows about, those who are having the knowledge of accounts, they can only use it. Like Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, all these things are there. So who can use it? Those who are the graphic designers or the movie makers, they are using it. AutoCADs are being used by the civil engineers or the mechanical engineers, like that. Okay, so banking softwares are being used by the banking personals, like that. Okay, but like see, you see Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, general people can also use it. So those are called general purpose application software. And the things that others one I to like Tally, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, all are called what? All are called specific purpose application software. Fine. Now the thing is that system software. What is this actually? System software controls the basic functions of a computer. It's very clear. Basic functions of a computer, because right from the beginning, as you are turning on the machine, system software will start loading after it gets instructed from the ROM BIOS of the computer. Okay, and where it will get be loaded? It will be loaded in the RAM. Okay, the process is known as actually booting. Okay, so any kind of operating systems which are the basic software is coming under the category of the system software. Okay, and it hides complexity of computer system from user and application software, because user never know what is happening in the background. User is happy by using using its features only. So an user no need to intervene into that. Only user wants what do we want? We want the desktop to be presented on the screen, then from there we can use the application softwares and all, and we are doing that one only. Okay, so that is the thing. So hide complexity of computer system from user and application software. For example, operating system, compiler and interpreter. Okay, so these are actually known as what? System software. Operating system, it actually makes the computer system ready. Compiler is used to read the instructions written by the programmer in a computer language, and finally it gives us an executable code. And interpreter, what it does, interpreter actually interprets all the instructions line by line, and finally it starts executing line by line only. If there is any error, it just stops over there. Okay, that is the purpose of the system software. So total maintenance of the system has been done by the system softwares only. If there is any error occurs in the system, okay, or the systems cannot be booted, okay, because of the problem in the operating system or any storage devices and all, whether the devices are malfunctioning or not, so all these things are being discussed by the system software. All right, that is the thing. So any cell we are using the Windows, Linux, all the operating systems are system software. Even we are using the mobile Android, iOS, Mac OS, all are actually coming under the category of what system software. Fine, that is the thing. So now what is happening, in fact, the utility softwares are what? Utility softwares are which helps to manage, maintain and control computer resources. Actually, main difference between utility software and system software is that system software actually make the machine ready for functioning, because if we don't load the cannot load unable to load system software into the memory of the computer, in that case we will not be able to run anything, okay, on that particular computer. That is the problem. Okay, so that is the main difference, because system software makes a platform. System software makes a platform, and onto that platform the utility software runs. Okay, utility and application softwares both. Suppose you are running a Quick Hill. So what is Quick Hill? Quick Hill is an antivirus software. Norton is an antivirus software. Okay, CC Cleaner is a maintenance software. So all these are running on the after the platform has been created by the operating system. Okay, so that is the thing. So utility software also looks after the system well, but the thing is that they are not independent like system software. Okay, so whatever application, whatever platform system software will make, okay, onto that only utility software has to run. Okay, which helps to manage, maintain and control computer resources. Our antivirus softwares, backup softwares are there. This defragmentation softwares are also there. Okay, where the several softwares can be, location of the several softwares can be jumbled up, so all it can be made it into one place. That kind of utility those are. So those are utility software. So the main difference between system software and utility software is what? Utility software runs on the platform prepared by system software. Okay, that is the main thing. That is the main thing. So these are the three basic softwares which are being used in the computer. So what are these? Application software, system software and utility software. Fine. Now the thing is that now is system software. Okay, that is first thing is coming operating system. So here one question can be made easily: what is operating system and how it is useful? This is the very basic software of a computer system. Okay, that is the thing, very basic software. Without this no computer system will run. Okay, an operating system is a system program that controls and manages the computer resources. Okay, so that what is happening, so that what is happening, here, so that application software manages the computer resources, that is called resource manager actually is there in the computer, so that application software can run on it. Okay, example, you can say that Microsoft Windows, Solaris, Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, all these things are there. Apple's iPhone OS is also there. Okay, that is the thing. That is the thing. So what could you do is Microsoft Windows is the very basic software that we are using nowadays, and Linux also we are using, that is there. Okay, and Mac OS is used, those who are using the Apple laptops and all, their Apple machines and all, they are using the Mac OS. Ubuntu is also we can use also in our desktop PCs and all. Okay, and iPhone is using the iOS softwares, everything. Okay, so operating system is the one which is the very basic software that actually controls and manages the computer resources, so that application software can run on it. Okay, this very clear from its definition what is operating system. All right, you can see over here by this diagram you can see operating system, what are the devices can be accessed, means like in the total system. Okay, so everything can be accessed from here, okay, by the operating system. If the operating system does not function, in that case, first of all the message you will get, that is disk boot failure. Disk boot failure means that your operating system has not been found in the system. Okay, your operating system has not been found. Okay, so that's why it is coming disk boot failure. Actually the total loading of the operating system into the random access memory is known as the booting. Okay, that is the thing. So disk boot failure is the message. Here some of the logo of the this thing has been shown. Okay, Linux, Windows, Android, iOS, everything. All right, that is the thing. So how operating system works in any computer, or mobile device. The operating system can be termed as the backbone when it comes to software. This is because it has to be there before other programs can run on it. It works as a middleman between machine and the user. Means you can say that it is working actually as an interface between the operating system and the user. All right, that is the thing. So then only the outcome you will be able to see, otherwise not. Okay, that is the thing. So the operating system interact with the hardware. Okay, and between user and software, okay, between user and operating system, software is there. Okay, how operating system was in any computer or mobile device, the operating system can be termed as the backbone when it comes to software. This is because it has to be there before other programs can be run on it. Okay, it works as a middleman between machine and user. At the simplest level, an operating system does two things. What it does, it manages the hardware resources of the computer system, and these resources include such things as the processors, memory, disk space. Means all the principal resources all the principal resources are being what you call, are being controlled by this particular operating system. Okay, whatever memory or something like that. Okay, and it provides a stable, consistent way for applications to deal with the hardware without having to know all the details of the hardware. Okay, clear. So whenever you are installing a hardware device into it, you need to install a software for it also. Okay, and where this software on which platform it will be installed, on the operating system itself. So that is why it provides a stable, consistent way for applications to deal with the hardware. Okay, without the software, hardware cannot work. Without having to know all that, means like while installing, it will not see what kind of hardware actually you are installing. Okay, it will not ask even if it is compatible. If the concerned hardware is compatible with the system, then what will happen? It will straight away will be installed. All right, that is the things. And if there is any problem, it may not be installed also if the hardware is not compatible with the operating system. That is there. Okay. All right, that is the thing. Clear? Now the functions of operating system, very
Yes, sir.
important questions. Say functions of operating system is very important. Okay, this part. Okay, processor management. Okay, it also looks after sometimes the machines are having the more than one processor. Fine. The processor management loads, schedules, and execute process programs. Memory management is what? It allocates or deallocates the memory for program execution. Suppose you are having the 3-4 programs on the fray. All right, you are using 3-4 programs. Now all the programs you are not using at a time. So the programs that you are not using, which is remain idle for long time, for that the memory will be deallocated. Okay, and it will be utilized where you are using much. So this is called dynamic memory allocation. Okay, all right, dynamic memory allocation. All right. So that is the thing. So what is that? Device management communicate and controls various IO devices. Okay, communicate and controls various IO devices. That is called device management. IO devices means input output devices, scanner, printer scanner, like that. Okay, barcode reader. Okay, storage devices like pen drive and all. Storage management also could be done by this operating systems. Okay, like it manages and controls the storage device to provide space to program for execution and data save. All right, application interface API drivers provide a way for applications to make use of hardware. Okay, that is also there. Okay, that is API means application program interface. The full form of API means application program interface, or drivers provide a way for applications to make the use of hardware. I was talking about the any softwares to be installed whenever you are attaching a hardware with the in your system, in your computer system. Fine, that's what. Okay, so that driver is actually the software. Okay, driver software you can say. Okay, and the user interface is what? Structure for interaction between user and the computer. That is the user interface. So these are the following functions okay, that the user can that the what you call that operating system can do. Okay, that's what. Clear? Now the types of operating system. What are the different types? Single user, single tasking. Okay, that is the thing. Single task operating system or single tasking we call it. This operating system work on single task and single user at a time. DOS, disk operating system. Nowadays it has become obsolete. Nowadays it is coming to the Windows and other softwares in the form of CLI or command line interface. Okay, command line interface, CLI software we call it. Okay, so it is not coming nowadays independently. Previously it used to come. Okay, DOS. All right. Now next is single user multitasking operating system. These are the different types actually, you know. This operating system works on more than one task and process them concurrently. Concurrent means one after another at a time. So for example, you can say Windows 95 or the later version of Windows. Okay. Multi-user operating system. In this ways, multi-users are allowed to access the same data or information at a time via a network. Okay. For example, Unix, Linux or Windows 7. Unix, Linux or Windows 7. Okay. And multi-processing operating systems are what? Here a single processor runs on two or more processors. All the processing and their management takes place in a parallel way. Hence, these ways are also called as parallel processing. For example, Linux, Unix, and Windows 7. For example, what could you call this one? Linux, Unix, and Windows 7. Fine. That is the thing. Acha. Embedded operating system. What do you mean by it? These are the, I had already told you that the embedded device. Okay, so the operating system instructions are written, programs are being written, and that has to be converted into a chip, that has to be fed into a memory chip, and it is to be put into that particular device. That is actually known as embedded device. Okay, so these are embedded in a device which is located in ROM, means read only memory. That is the waves of microwaves. Okay, microwave as they are sold, there are a lot of what is that, what is the thing, recipes are there, pre-cooking menu is there. Okay, that is the thing. So in the washing machine also different modes are there, different washing modes are there. Okay, so these are the mostly the nowadays the operating system and embedded system, and embedded system are mostly been used nowadays in the cars also in the form of artificial intelligence. Okay, clear? If you go near the at the rear part of your car and just stand in front of the dicky, okay, so it will open automatically. Okay, that is the thing. So this kind of systems are known as what? Embedded operating system. Okay, and distributed operating system, in this ways the computers work in cooperation with each other. Okay, that is the thing. Clear? Now the system software programming softwares are what? System software or programming softwares like this, as the computer understand machine language, that is 0 and 1, whereas human understand high level or human language. Fine, they don't understand anything other than 0 and 1. Okay, so there are three types of language processors. Okay, so you will see that we are going to do the Python. So Python is having only the interpreter. So now there are three types of translators we are using. We are using compilers. It convert high level language code to machine code in one session, means all together one. Okay, everything will be read by one. It takes time because it have to translate high level code to lower level machine code, machine language, all at once, and then save the executable object code to the memory. All right, all at once, and then save the executable object code to the memory. Fine. But interpreters, what it does, it translates codes like a compiler, but reads the code immediately and executes that code. Therefore, it is initially faster than a compiler. So we are going to do the Python in the after coming session. Then there you will see that we are using the interpreter. Okay, and assemblers are what? It translates an assembly language program into machine language. Okay, so these are all hardware related translators. Okay, so one plus assemblers and multiplus assemblers are also there. To the source code, once any symbol used before it is defined will require errata, means at the end of the object, telling the linker or the loader to go back, means like to go back and overwrite a placeholder which had been left where the as yet undefined symbol was used. Means like it is simple meaning if you say that the function of the assembler is to load the hardware, is to load the software instructions, whatever the instruction has been written by the programmer into the memory area from where the particular device can be accessed. Okay, that is the purpose of the that is the purpose of the assembler. That is the general purpose of the assembler. Okay, and multipurpose assembler also does the same thing, because there are certain devices altogether does a particular job. Okay, create a table with all symbols and their values in the first passes, and then use the table in later passes to generate code. Okay, so the assemblers, what it does, it is entirely hardware based. What is that? It is entirely hardware based. Okay, so whenever we need to work with the hardwares and all, we write the instructions in assembly language. Okay, and we just feed into them and it makes a table, and whenever the instructions comes, okay, the softwares, the instructions can be read from that particular table and the execution will take place. So there are three types of language processor as we have seen. Okay, for today's class, this much we have discussed. Okay, and the next class we will discuss something more. Okay, till that you go through this content and keep yourself ready and keep yourself updated further. Okay, thank you.